Tête-à-tête, a destination for watch lovers where we go beyond the timepieces and discuss the people behind the brand. I'm Sarah Behman, and today we have Nicolas Freudiger. How do you say it?
Freudiger.
Freudiger. You are a founder of ID Geneve, right? But you know, when I was looking at your LinkedIn background, you went through, like, you were ping-ponging between so many industries. So what I want you to do is give us a background of how you ended up at ID Geneve.
Oh, that's a long story. I always like to start that I'm a kid from the Swiss made, right? So I grew up within the industry. I grew up in Geneva, and from there, you know, I started. 2011, I think I had my first experience in the watchmaking. I worked for the Swiss.
Yes, I saw that.
In 2011 in Munich.
Yeah.
I had a chance to work there 5 months for Gerd Nicolas, who actually recently passed away. My condolences to his family.
Yes.
But he was very inspiring. He was giving me a lot of research to do on antiques and vintage watches, and I think from that point I said, you know, I want to build my own brand. And then after that, I went to my studies, and then I accepted an opportunity outside of the world of watchmaking, but it was already in my mind to create this brand.
Okay.
But I wanted really to learn more and get experience. So I did a graduate program at Switzerland, sales and marketing. And after that, I wanted to come back to create the brand again, but they offered me a job that was very interesting, which is an e-commerce manager.
Yes, which I'm sure is very helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it is, as I mentioned, but I like to say that our brand is about as well, much more than just digital. And of course, it's one of our biggest channels at the moment.
Yeah.
But as you see in the recent event, we opened watches in London.
Yes, and UK.
Exactly. in the UK.
Congratulations, that's very exciting.
Thank you very much. And then we're opening in New York as well next week.
Okay, so a lot of nice milestones. Would you try to incorporate your history as a salsa dancer in any of your watches or your communication strategy?
So you've done some good research. I was not expecting that, but that's the first time actually I get actually asked on this hobby. Like, I like dancing. I think it's all about creativity.
Yeah.
And as well as me too. And I do dance. I did a lot of choreography, and now I will start teaching again.
You will start again?
Yeah, I'll start again as of end of April in Geneva to start teaching again salsa, Cuban salsa.
Cuban salsa. So what brought you into salsa? Was it the movie, what was it called? What was it? Dirty Dancing? Was it Dirty Dancing? Two.
Not that
Havana
cliche.
Nights.
not that cliche, unfortunately. No. I have two older brothers, and one of them was dancing, and I have some Latin origins. My mother is from Venezuela.
Oh.
And this is how I came into dancing. Actually, she's a professional dancer. You know.
Oh, so it is, like, it really is like a family passion.
Exactly.
So nice.
Say that.
So do you have, if you have disagreements at home, do you have a dance off?
That's a good point. No, I met actually my partner through dancing, so that's.
So a lot of
That's a
things
connection.
are connected through these competitors. Okay, that's really interesting. So you were saying that you're going to go back to teaching. So how are you going to balance? And how are you going to balance actually being an entrepreneur and all the pressures that come from entrepreneurship and being a new dad and being a salsa teacher?
I think there's a lot of things to do in life, you know, and you need to keep the balance towards things. And I think it's very important to spend just lots of time at home, like some quality time at home with your family, having some hobbies, having some time with friends. So I think more and more my career grows, the more I learn to be efficient.
Okay, time management.
Exactly, time management is everything in the end. And really try as well. I have an awesome team at ID, so I have a lot of things, and want to really as well correct something is that I'm the co-founder of ID. I founded ID with two co-founders.
Yes.
which are Seagal and Sidley. And I think it's the complementary set of skills we have together that made us so the success of ID Geneve.
So it really is the people behind the team. And you were saying time management, which brings us back to your watches and how I think you were saying it was the first watch that comes from a fully circular economy, right? So were you always into sustainability, or when you were in Chrono Suisse, did you think like, okay, I would love to venture into watches, but definitely have it be in a form of like a sustainable process, or was it just happened afterwards?
ID Geneve, I like to call us the first impact native brand.
Yeah.
I mean, from the birth of the brand, we are focusing on our DNA on sustainability. And I would say, I had this idea of a watch brand when I was 14 and 15 with Cedric, my co-founder. So since the watchmaker, he went on to book his apprenticeship at Fashion Consultant. He stayed there for 10 years. We didn't have that idea at all. I think it was not about sustainability. It was just the idea of trying to be significant and trying to add up to this fantastic industry that we see, and we're very proud of this Swiss heritage, that we want to push it a little bit further. And then came Seagal, the designer, which is our example of eco lifestyle, and he had a big influence on us as well, on the concept as well. So when we started in 2019, we really talked to the three of us and what we wanted to achieve together. And I think right now we're still doing that, right? 4 years after the discussion, we're really much aligned on what we're trying to achieve.
Okay, and then so your steel, you were saying, is 98% or 100%?
So it's made from 100% recycled stainless steel. Exactly. So the batches that are poured into are really 100% recycled.
Okay, and then the straps either come from grapes or
so wine residue, what I call post vinification, so wine residue, and then vegetable compost from London parts.
So if you were stuck on an island and you were really hungry, would you be able to eat this?
I would do, I think.
And the packaging.
The packaging, so we
from
were
mushrooms,
mushroom and seaweed, which actually would help on a desert island. But the seaweed packaging, actually, so it's right here, and has a bit of the sea smell. So you can
It does have like a Japanese architecture, the roof of
and it's made out of 100% seaweed fibers, no pine. There's only seaweed fibers are totally compressed, and then it can dissolve into water after you use it. Exactly, then you can use it to water your plants, and it will give them nutrients.
so good. And that's really full circle. I didn't think of that. So it's plant food. Your box is plant food.
So I would take that. Yeah, I would take definitely that box.
Yeah.
And the mycelium as well, packaging, which is the first package.
So all of your products come in that box, or you have to buy that box separately?
So that box is boutique.
Okay.
As you see, it's a bit more. It's a bit heavier.
Yeah.
Than the mycelium packaging, which is very light and has this more free covers.
And what I noticed was over your newest watches, or your watches in general, there's not a female size for small wrists. So do we see that in the future?
So I wouldn't say a female size. I would say more sort of a smaller size.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. Except this year. We're just working very hard on it.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have a 41 millimeter, which is unisex. We have about 15% of the community, of the ID community for women.
Okay.
And we want to leave that open actually to the community to decide which they prefer.
Yeah.
We have even men, we have a waiting list right now for the new model. We even have men as well on that because they were waiting to
Get
they would
this.
like to wear a smaller size as well.
Well, that makes sense. So it is in the pipeline to have smaller diamonds, smaller. Okay, so what is the next milestone that's not confidential that you guys are reaching for or hoping to reach?
That's a good question. I think we're coming to Dubai this year.
To Dubai Watch Week,
That's
yeah.
already a big milestone for us, right? So we're starting the expansion as well. But I think our journey, I think focuses on how do we become more circular every day.
Okay.
We're on a journey, and I think right now people say, okay, it's amazing, and like you have a lot of different industries. We have the circular as well, the life cycle of products.
I saw that you can buy back.
Exactly. We buy back the watches. and we do an offer within 5 days. Right?
Yeah.
They receive an offer from us. And the idea is we need to go more circular. We would then as well have the least impact possible.
Yes.
And coming back to the name of the brand, it's ID. It's this new identity in the world of luxury.
Yeah.
Which for us is about the least impact possible and the exemplarity of the industry. Because when we work with seaweed, with Notla, for example, in London, we like to call ourselves the vitrine for those products because they do amazing work, and we want to be the sort of concept where we launch together and we prove that you can use the power of seaweed instead of using plastic.
No, that's true. You guys are paving the way, I think, when it comes to the watch industry. And you have to even find all these suppliers, which must have been difficult at first.
Now we have an IT lab. We're getting contacted as well by startups worldwide, and we're opening as well discussion outside universities. And the idea with our IT lab is to co-develop the new materials for the circular economy for the watch making industry.
That's nice. Coffee.
Coffee ground. I mean, what we're looking at is really the waste streams, right? What we cultivate waste streams for me is the next big
waste
thing.
streams for you are gold mines.
Exactly. Yeah, we talk about here the new gold of Visual, for example. What we've been doing, and then right now we're remelting it as well with a solar furnace together with our suppliers. And the idea is as well to stay at this avant-garde of circularity.
That's very exciting. I'm excited to see what other materials you use on waste streams.
We have a lot in the pipeline coming up.
I'm excited.
There's a couple of things here on the vitrine.
There's a couple of hints. Okay, I'll flip and then look. But okay, fine. So to end this interview, I want you to tell us, Nico, stuff with your team called you, right? What is something surprising that people would? What is something that people would be surprised to learn about?
I think the salsa thing was quite. It's gonna be something.
You have secret structure. Do you? What's your favorite type of movie genre?
Movie genre. I'm more of old school movies.
Like wow.
Cinematography, I did courses on cinematography classes as well.
You know, I feel like you do 95 things. Are you a good handyman at home?
Yeah, that's a good question. I suppose. I hope so.
I can picture that because I feel like you like to get involved. Okay, that's exciting.
Like coming back perhaps to your question, I think what would be surprising is that some days of the week in the evening I go out dancing, social dancing, just to feel just to relax. And this is my time off.
Yes.
Where I
No one
really,
speak to Nico.
I can recenter and dance and enjoy really this connection as well with the other people.
Well, that's I actually respect that, and I think you should always make sure you have that moment for yourself.
I think it's very important.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for giving us your time. Yes, and hope to see you soon.
See you in Dubai.
See you in Dubai.